is it working? Yeah, it's working. I would anticipate that probably after me working here, maybe not, that position will need to be a full-time position, and maybe another person just like that, or maybe another part-time employee. It's helping that much, yeah, without a doubt. Obviously, but,
Could you get those for us?
yeah, actually the mayor has them.
Okay.
He is, I believe he has them in his annual report. Did he give his annual report yet? Is that-
Yes, he
Yeah,
sent
so
an
it's in that
email.
report, yeah, that's the same numbers. Mhm.
Okay.
Sure.
Mr. Wrigley?
Chief, have you noticed the age, is it the higher age people, or is it across the board, do you see compared?
So about 30% of our calls, and you can verify this with the police department, are mental health or drug related. We are also serving the baby boomer generation a lot
Correct.
more.
That's what I was trying to get at, is our population is aging,
Mhm.
is that a trend you're seeing right at this time?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Mhm.
Okay.
So that would be like for falls and,
Right, medical emergencies, falls. During the COVID, and the initial part of COVID, our call volume went down because the hospitals were urging people to stay home. Don't go, don't come to the hospital, we didn't have anything right then. What we saw there very quickly within about 6 months is the acuity of the calls went up because they were, for lack of better words, they were sicker, because they waited too long. So that whole dynamic really changed for a while. But then also, the other thing that we saw as a trend in the mental health issues, because there wasn't counseling available for a while. We shut down everything, and that had an effect on the mental health issues and also the drug and chemical issues too. So, yeah. Sure.
Chief, when I wasn't a councilman, I was sitting back there, and we had a conversation about mutual agreements with other fire departments that may not be able to help us, but we have to help them. Is that due to some of the increase? Do you see more of that, or?
No, we put the brakes on.
On that?
We literally, we respond to New Philadelphia, Goshen Township is our primary response. We mutual aid the city of Dover, Dover Township, and the city of Yerkesville, period.
Okay.
That's it. Now, mass casualty incident, we're gonna go anywhere and help
Right.
anybody because we would expect the same. But we really put the brakes on
Okay.
mutual aid. And a lot of things have changed too in that time period. That isn't affecting us as much is the sale of Smith Ambulance. When that sold, that changed as well. It changed the dynamics of how they respond and where they respond and what their priorities are. So,
Mr. Owens?
Chief, could you give us, like the typical day of the assistant? And
Sure.
also what duties he took away from you to assist you?
Absolutely. So, as you can see in the job description there, the employment requirements are rather substantial. And then the next page is the specific duties. He is in charge of operations as far as the daily operations, managing the crews. We now, for the first time, I think certainly since I've worked at the fire department, probably in the history of the fire department, we're operating more like one fire department than 3 fire departments because we have 3 separate shifts. So his day starts out at 7:30 in the morning, at 7 o'clock in the morning. At 7:30 in the morning, he meets with the outgoing shift captain and the oncoming shift captain. And they talk about what transpired in the last 24 hours, what issues that they may have had with equipment. He is also in charge of training, making sure that all 3 crews are training the same way on the same subject. That was one of the things, if you remember, in our ISO rating, we were a little deficient in because we didn't have that coordination and we didn't have that consistency. That's another part of his job. And then, as far as equipment, maintaining the equipment, making sure that everything is meeting the NFPA standards. So that's a little snapshot. Obviously, responding to calls, all of us are cross-trained in the fire department, from me to the youngest person working there. It's not below any of us to hop on an ambulance or a fire engine and serve the community. That's what we do. So, it truly, between him, our captain that's in charge of the inspection bureau, Captain Schultz, and myself, we're a little bit of a safety net during the daytime, that we can drop what we're doing most of the time and go out there and respond to calls. And we've done that frequently, you know,